Hello out there, welcome to this tutorial again on algebraic simplification. In this video we'll be looking at expanding brackets. So we take our first problem 1. Expand the following and simplify where possible. So we have problems A, B and C. So we start from problem A. To expand this bracket, we use the number outside the bracket to multiply every term inside the brackets. So we have 2 times x gives 2x, 2 times negative y gives negative 2y. So we have succeeded in expanding the bracket. Since 2x and 2y are unlike terms, we cannot simplify further. So we go to B part of the problem. For problem B, we have 8y plus 3 into 2x minus y. So this 8y is not connected to the bracket, so it is a term on its own. So we maintain the 8y, then this plus 3 is the number outside the brackets that we are going to use to multiply every term inside the brackets. So we have positive 3 multiplied by 2x gives positive 6x, and positive 3 multiplied by negative y gives negative 3y. So in this case, 8y and negative 3y are like terms, so we group them together to have 8y minus 3y then plus 6x. So 8y minus 3y gives 5y plus 6x. And that is the end of the expansion of the problem 1b. So we go to problem 1c. In problem 1c, again, this 6 is not connected to the bracket, and it is not possible for us to say 6 minus 4. No. So we maintain this 6. It is a term on its own. We are using this negative 4 to multiply every term inside the bracket. So negative 4 times m gives negative 4m, and negative 4 times negative 1 gives positive 4. The 6 and this positive 4 are like terms. We group them together, so we have 6 plus 4 then minus 4m. 6 plus 4 gives 10 minus 4m. That is the final result for expanding and simplifying the problem 1c. So we are done with problem 1. We go to problem 2. For problem 2, expand and simplify the following. So we have problem A and B. Starting from 2a, we have 3 into r minus q plus 4 into r minus q. In this case, we have 2 brackets, so the first one and the second one. In the first bracket, we have 3 outside the bracket. In the second bracket, we have 4 outside the bracket. So we use these 3 outside the first bracket to multiply every term inside the bracket. So we have 3 times r gives 3r, 3 times negative q gives negative 3q. So we are done expanding the first set of brackets. So the second set is positive 4 into r minus q. We use this positive 4 to multiply everything inside the brackets. So we have positive 4 times r gives positive 4r, and positive 4 times negative q gives negative 4q. Then we now go ahead to simplify by collecting the like terms. So we collect the terms with r together and collect the terms with q together. So we have 3r and plus 4r negative 3q minus 4q. So 3r plus 4r gives 7r, and negative 3q minus 4q gives negative 7q. That is the end of the expansion and simplification of problem 2a. So we go to problem 2b. For problem 2b again, we are going to use this 5 to multiply every term inside the brackets, and use this negative 2 to multiply every term inside this bracket. So starting from the first bracket, we have 5 times 2m gives 10m. 5 times negative n gives negative 5n. And here, negative 2 times 2m gives negative 4m. And negative 2 times negative n gives positive 2n. So we are done expanding, then we simplify. Simplifying, we collect this is 10m, this is negative 4m, this is negative 5n, and this is positive 2n. So simplifying these two, we have a 6m, and simplifying this, we have a negative 3n. Negative 5n plus 2n gives negative 3n. So we are done with problem 2. So we go to problem 3. For problem 3, we are to remove the brackets from each of the following and simplify. So we start with problem 3a. For problem 3a, we have two brackets here. The first one preceded by 3 and the second one preceded by negative 2. So starting from the first bracket, we have 3 times x gives 3x, 3 times negative y gives negative 3y, and 3 times z gives 3z. We are done with the first bracket. We go to the second bracket. What we have outside the second bracket is negative 2. So we use the negative 2 to multiply every term inside the bracket. Negative 2 times 3x gives negative 6x. Negative 2 times positive 3y gives negative 6y. And negative 2 times negative 2z gives positive 4z. So we are done expanding. We collect the like terms, the terms with x together, the terms with y together, and the terms with z together. So I have 3x minus 6x, then negative 3y minus 6y, then positive 3z plus 4z. 3x minus 6x gives negative 3x. Negative 3y minus 6y gives negative 9y, and positive 3z plus 4z gives 7z. It is advisable and mathematically presentable to arrange it so that the positive terms come first, then followed by the negative term. So from here, the positive term here is 7z, so we have a 7z minus 9y minus 3x. That is the end of the removal of brackets and simplification of problem 3a. We go to 3b. For 3b, we have the inner brackets and the outer brackets. So we start from the inner bracket. Starting from the inner bracket, this negative 2a is not connected to any of the brackets. So the 5 is connected to the entire bracket, while this negative is connected to this inner bracket. So we use this negative to expand this. So it is as good as having it as negative 1. Since there is no number attached to that minus, it's supposed to be 1, but mathematically, we don't write 1. So for the purpose of this tutorial, we are going to look at it as negative 1. So we maintain this 5 into 2a. So negative 1 times b gives negative b. Negative 1 times positive 6 gives negative 6. then minus 2a. This negative 2a is not connected to any of the brackets here. So now this 5a is connected to this block bracket. So we expand the block bracket now. So 5 times 2a gives 10a. 5 times negative b gives negative 5b. 5 times negative 6 gives negative 30. Then minus 2a. Collecting the like terms, 10a and negative 2a are the only terms with a. The other terms are with b, and this is a constant term. So 10a minus 2a gives 8a minus 5b minus 30. And that is the end of the problem 3. We go to problem 4. For problem 4, expand each of the following and simplify. So we start from problem 4a. For 4a, this is bracket times brackets. So what we do now is we pick the first term in the first bracket, then multiplying it by the entire second bracket, then pick the second term in the first bracket, also still multiplying it by the entire second bracket. Then we now multiply out. P times p gives p squared. P times negative 3q gives negative 3pq. We are done with that. We come to the second set of brackets. Positive q times p gives positive pq, and positive q times negative 3q gives negative 3q squared. So the terms with pq, since this term is p squared and this term is q squared, so we cannot bring them together. It is only the terms with pq that are like terms. So simplifying, we have a p squared here. Negative 3pq plus pq gives negative 2pq, then minus 3q squared. And that is the end of the simplification of problem 4a. We go to 4b. For problem 4b, in the same vein, the first term in the first bracket is 2m and the second term is negative n. So we pick the 2m, bring in the entire second bracket, minus n, bring in the entire second bracket. Then we expand properly now. 2m times 3m gives 6m squared. 2m times 2n gives 4mn. Negative n times 3m gives negative 3mn. Negative n times positive 2n gives negative 2n squared. Again, we simplify the like terms. The 6m squared is not like term with negative 2n squared. So the like terms here are the middle terms, which is 4mn minus 3mn. So simplifying this now, we have 6m squared plus mn. 4mn minus 3mn, that's 4 minus 3, 1mn. So we have it as plus mn minus 2n squared. We have expanded the problem 4a and b, and we go to problem 5. For problem 5, expand each of the following and simplify. Wow, this is squaring a bracket. Yeah, squaring a bracket just as squaring a number. So we start with a. Starting from a, squaring this bracket means x plus 3y into x plus 3y. Then we pick the first term in the first bracket, that is x, multiplied by the entire second bracket. We take the second term, which is positive 3y multiplied by the entire second bracket. Then we expand straight away to get our result. So we have x times x gives x squared, x times positive 3y gives positive 3xy, positive 3y multiplied by x gives positive 3xy, positive 3y multiplied by positive 3y we give positive 9y squared. So the term at the center are the like terms. So we have x squared plus 6xy, 3 plus 3 gives 6, then plus 9y squared. That is the end of solution to problem 5a. We go to 5b. Again, this is squaring brackets. So we have 2a minus b into 2a minus b. We pick the first term here, which is 2a multiplied by the second bracket. We now pick the second term, that's negative b multiplied by the entire bracket. So we have 2a times 2a gives 4a squared. 2a times negative b will give us negative 2ab. Negative b times 2a gives negative 2ab. Negative b times negative b gives positive b squared. So we simplify the middle terms. 4a squared minus 4ab plus b squared. 4a squared then minus 2ab minus 2ab gives minus 4ab then plus b squared. And that is the end of the solution of problem 5. We go to problem 6. For problem 6, find the coefficient of xy in the expansion of, this is difference of square of two brackets. Now what we do is we expand individual brackets, then simplify them together. So starting from this is 3x plus 5y squared. So that's 3x plus 5y into 3x plus 5y, then minus 2x minus 3y times 2x minus 3y. So what we do here is we pick this first term in the first bracket here, use it to multiply everything inside the second bracket. So 3x times 3x gives 9x squared. 3x times 5y gives 15xy. We are done with 3x. We pick positive 5y to be multiplied by every term inside the second bracket. So 5y times 3x gives 15xy. 5y times 5y gives 25y squared. We bring in the minus. Since we are having minus here, we are going to introduce another bracket. Then as we expand this bracket, so we pick the first term in the first bracket here, we are going to use it to multiply everything inside the second bracket. 2x times 2x gives 4x squared, and 2x times negative 3y will give us negative 6xy. So we are done with 2. We pick negative 3y. Negative 3y multiplied by 2x gives negative 6xy. Negative 3y multiplied by negative 3y will give positive 9y squared. So what we do now is simplify this, simplify the like terms here. We still maintain 9x squared. 15xy plus 15xy gives 30xy plus 25y squared. We are still maintaining the minus and the bracket. So this is 4x squared. Negative 6xy minus 6xy gives negative 12xy plus 9y squared. So here we now remove this bracket with this negative. I said we are going to treat it as negative 1. So maintaining 9x squared plus 30xy plus 25y squared. Negative 1 times 4x squared gives negative 4x squared. Negative 1 times negative 12xy gives positive xy. Negative 1 times positive 9y squared gives negative 9y squared. We collect the like terms. This is 9x squared. This is negative 4x squared. They are like terms. So 9x squared minus 4x squared will give 5x squared. So we are done with those terms. And this is 30xy and this is 12xy. They are like terms. So 30xy plus 12xy gives 42xy, and we are done with that. So we go to the remaining two terms that are like terms. That's 25y squared minus 9y squared. That will give us a positive 16y squared. And we are done expanding. The question says find the coefficient of xy in the expansion. So to get the coefficient of xy now, the coefficient of xy is the number that is attached to xy is positive 42, so which we can still write as 42, so that the coefficient of xy is 42. If you have it as negative here, the coefficient will be negative 42, but since it is positive, so we can write positive 42 as 42. This is the end of this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. Check the description section of this video on our YouTube channel for links to other videos on algebraic simplification. Until we come your way again, goodbye.